Hi everyone, Miles Yim here for ESPN Esports. I am joined by caster for League of Legends, Azael Cummings Bentley. Fantastic to have you here, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, we are here talking about the semifinals for Worlds in Korea for League of Legends. 2 matchups this weekend. First, G2 from Europe, the 3rd seed who made it out of play-ins, against the 2nd seed from China, Invictus Gaming, or IG. Who do you got?
I mean, it's so tough to say because I feel like this whole event, like everyone, you study the tapes, you watch the games, you think about like strategies, think about styles, you make your prediction, and that's wrong. And it's like it's been true of so many matchups. Like everyone's pick'ems are just absolutely destroyed. Mine are long dead.
Yeah.
But I mean, I want to say IG on paper simply because when I look at G2, when I look at IG. Like G2 has shown that they pretty much have to win through 1-1. They have to win through split push. Their team fighting, generally like front to back style has not been kind of up to par, and that's not the style that they want to play. When you look at their series over RNG, like the one game that they actually kind of tried to play that style, and they had Yarnan on Tristana, I believe, and they played, like a tank top. That game went pretty tragic, right? Like it wasn't very close. And if you are super reliant on getting leads in mid lane and top lane, IG feel like they have very good answers to that. Like the Shy, I think is like he's been, in my opinion, the best top laner in the world. He's incredible. And Rookie, I think, has very clearly been the best performing mid laner at the entire tournament. Like he made Caps look very average in the laning phases, despite the fact that Fnatic did come out on top over them. So I think that is going to make it really tough for G2. If your solo laners cannot get an advantage, then it's hard to know like how else they'll go about that. But that being said, like that's how I look at it on paper. But G2 should have lost to RNG on paper like very easily, right? Like it's every game, when you watch back all the games, every game should have looked like the first game, you would think, right? Because RNG, they should get this huge advantage bot and then snowball the game, and that's kind of how game 1 looked. But you never know what's going to happen. And Perkz had some like miraculous performances, and Wonder has had some really good performances throughout the tournament as well. So if G2 can kind of replicate that success and really make some incredible plays, then they could certainly win. But I want to say IG.
Well, it's going to be a spicy one. That one comes up for us on Saturday. The 2nd semifinal is Cloud9, the 3rd seed from North America, versus Fnatic, the top seed from the EULCS. We're both North American.
Yeah.
We have a significant bias in this one, but try to break it down for me. Who comes out of this one?
I think, again, it's really tough. Like, if you want to look on paper, I definitely think you should favor Fnatic, like, coming into the event. They have been looking so good. They had the best group stage record. They won EULCS, a very dominant team. I think that, like, when you look at kind of, like, that in isolation, they certainly are pretty heavily favored. I would say though, if you're looking at like kind of recency, like in quarterfinals, I think Cloud9 looked like a better team in quarterfinals. They performed better on that day. Fnatic certainly played well against EDG, but that was, I think, much more of like a messy series and a closer series than Cloud9 had against Africa. So I definitely think, again, it is pretty up in the air. Like, predictions just feel like they don't mean anything anymore when KT is out,
what is your heart
RNG is
telling
out. My heart has to go with NA. Like, I think that if Cloud9 can replicate the sort of style that they had, in the quarterfinals, if they can play to that level, then that is so promising, because one of the biggest weaknesses for Cloud9, I think, through our group stage had been their bottom lane had not been doing very well against a lot of these teams. When you think back to their first loss against RNG, where Sneaky is down like 60 CS in 15 minutes, has died multiple times in the lane, and then in quarterfinals, he was by far the highest CSD. Like, he was doing the best. So it was like a very big shift in style and prioritizing picks like Lucian and everything. And if you can replicate that sort of success without having to dedicate more resources to getting the bot lane ahead as they could in the quarterfinals, then definitely I feel like Licorice and Jensen can kind of pull up their end of the bargain, and Sven Skaren looked incredibly good in the quarterfinals. But I think it's going to be anyone's game. I definitely think this is going to be a really close one, and a really spicy one, because all the EU fans, all the NA fans.
No.
I mean, when you think of like Rift Rivals, we think people care so much about even the games that don't mean anything. This is for the World Finals, and like this is the most hype EU versus NA series I think we will have ever had by far. So I'm very excited. I want to favor Cloud9, but I mean, I think on paper you have to say Fnatic. But it's been a tournament of upsets.
Well, without a doubt, for the first time since Season 1, we will have a Western team in the final
Pretty crazy.
of the World Championships. And to catch more of our continuing coverage here at ESPN Esports of the 2018 World Championships for League of Legends, stay right here at espn.com/esports.